Let's take a look at why the fairy godmother is hands down the absolute best villain we've ever seen in the entire Shrek series. Out of all the antagonists across the franchise, she stands out as the most compelling, the most layered, and the most brilliantly written overall. It certainly helps that she's the villain of Shrek 2, which is widely considered a cinematic masterpiece and the high water mark of the whole series. She is the literal representation of the very system that Shrek has been fighting against from the very beginning.
I told you, ogres don't live happily ever after!
We all know that the core of the Shrek franchise is a brilliant, hilarious satire of the classic sanitized Disney-style fairy tales. The fairy godmother is the ultimate subversion of that cozy trope. She is the complete polar opposite of what you'd expect from a warm, benevolent, magical guardian. Instead, she represents a much more insidious real-world concept, the aggressive enforcement of the status quo.
It's time you stop living in a fairy tale, Shrek. She's a princess, and you're an ogre. That's something no amount of potion is ever going to change.
She acts as the ultimate gatekeeper of what a happily ever after is supposed to look like. To her, there is a rigid, completely non-negotiable formula for romance, beauty, and success. Her entire worldview is incredibly superficial. In her eyes, princesses must be conventionally beautiful, delicate, and locked away in towers waiting to be saved. Princes must be handsome, dashing, and heroic. And ogres? Well, ogres belong in the mud, hiding in shame, far away from polite society.
You see, ogres don't live happily ever after.
All right, look, lady.
Don't you point those dirty green sausages at me!
This is why Fiona marrying Shrek instead of her own son Prince Charming didn't just annoy her on a personal level, it went way deeper than that. It threatened her entire commercial livelihood. She runs a massive potion factory that profits off people's insecurities and their desperate desire to fit into her narrow mold of perfection. Her villainy is entirely ideological. When Shrek and Fiona chose to love each other as they truly were, they broke the rules of her game.
I'd like you to meet my husband, Shrek.
Your husband? What? What are you saying? When did this happen?
Shrek is the one who rescued me.
But that can't be right.
She literally controls the entire magic supply chain in Far, Far Away. She doesn't just casually cast spells or wave a magic wand, she operates like a high-level corporate mob boss, utilizing ruthless blackmail, ironclad contracts, and immense political leverage to get exactly what she wants. We see this firsthand in how she bullies King Harold. She completely dominates him because she has major dirt on his past, weaponizing his deepest, darkest secrets to force him into total compliance.
You see, we made a deal, Harold, and I assume you don't want me to go back on my part.
Indeed not.
If you remember, I helped you with your happily ever after. And I can take it away just as easily. Is that what you want? Is it?
Yet, despite her cruelty behind closed doors, she maintains a flawless, sparkling public relations image. She is that incredibly dangerous type of person who is completely ruthless in private but utterly charismatic in public. To the average citizen of Far, Far Away who doesn't know her true colors, she isn't a villain at all. She is seen as a shining beacon of hope, charity, and magic. She has successfully branded herself as a hero to the masses. At her core, her biggest motivation is pure, unadulterated power. She wants her son Prince Charming to marry Princess Fiona so he can become king, which would effectively make her the shadow ruler of the entire kingdom. While she is already incredibly important and influential in Far, Far Away, she doesn't hold the official crown because she lacks royal lineage. By putting Charming on the throne, she would consolidate absolute control. If she is already this rigid and controlling without the crown, actually gaining that level of executive power would transform Far, Far Away into a highly sanitized, deeply oppressive place. To achieve this, she does everything in her power to push Shrek away, manipulating his insecurities so deeply that she almost succeeds in making him walk away for good. But Shrek's love for Fiona is too strong, and he refuses to give up. This conflict culminates in the iconic climax of the film. The entire sequence where she belts out her powerful rendition of Holding Out for a Hero is an absolute masterpiece of cinema. In the end, her downfall is entirely her own doing. She is defeated because of her own stubbornness. She simply cannot let go of her rigid worldview.
Ha!
She tries to force her artificial ideal until the very last second, and that obsession ultimately causes her own death when her magic reflects back at her. Ultimately, she is an amazing villain because she serves as the perfect dark mirror to Shrek. While Shrek's journey is all about self-acceptance and learning to love himself as he is, her entire mission is to force everyone to conform to an artificial corporate ideal. By defeating her, Shrek doesn't just defeat a bad guy, he defeats the very concept of the perfect fairy tale, proving that real love and real life are beautifully messy.